our discussion, we have the topic of purpose, and in Greek, the word for deepest purpose is telos. So, before we proceed, why purpose? Why would purpose be important? What's the importance of purpose?
There is the importance of the life.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a purpose behind everything, right?
There's a purpose behind, but what's the what's the value of purpose? Not A, not B, just purpose. Like we obviously do things, and we do for reason, and yes.
Just reason for existing, reason for doing anything.
Okay, but why? Why? What's the value of purpose or reason? That's those are similar words.
It's like a driving force behind things you do.
Okay, now we're getting very, very close. It's a driving force. Yeah, certainly it's a driving force. I mean, whatever we do for a reason, isn't it? Deeper or shallower, but there's always some reason. Okay, anything else?
Sense of direction.
Sense of direction, okay. Very good.
Impact or impression. Impact or impression.
Impact or impression? Could I...
Like a lasting imprint or impression that you make on something or another. Drive it into further motion.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, thank you. Took me a few minutes. It's the heat. Goal. Yeah, we're all goal-oriented. There's nothing wrong with it. All right, purpose gives, yes?
I was going to say to serve.
To serve, yeah. Well, now you're revealing a purpose, but my question was really, what's the value or the contribution of purpose? Yeah.
Seems like the most complicated and central question of all philosophies is what's the purpose of life? And you're asking a question behind that, which is even more. What is purpose? I mean, what do we have purpose?
That's a very good one. That's a very good one. Yeah. Purpose gives value to something. I mean, what do you consider trash? Trash is the things that you toss out. Why do you toss these things out? Because they serve no purpose to you anymore. So you toss them out. So purpose gives value to things, to anything. No purpose, no value. This is very simple. No purpose, no value. No value, you have no interest in it. Here, someone else take it. Okay, so this is what we're going to discuss tonight in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Try to pack it all in. So, in modern times that we live in right now, there's a popular notion. Hey, you can sit, Rennie. Pull this out. Yeah, there you go. So, in modern times, there's a popular notion that the purpose behind things that you want to do is subjective. What does subjective mean? Subjective means it's up for your interpretation. In other words, whatever value you want to attribute to it, that is going to be its value. Okay, but teleology, the science of telos. You want to sit here? If you like this. Still a few good seats left. But teleology, which is a branch of philosophy, which deals with the science of purpose, says that actually the purpose goes beyond and deeper from what you may personally ascribe to something. In other words, like when people want to find meaning to life, okay, so then they decide, okay, let me collect let me collect what you call these post stamps. Let me collect post stamps, so I can have some meaning to my life. Okay, so I can enrich my life. But that is a subjective purpose. That is a subjective purpose. In other words, that is a purpose that you have given to life. But that does not mean that the life itself, life's own purpose, cannot be defined by subjective thinking. In other words, purpose of things has to be beyond our personal use. In other words, it has to have firm standing in the rest of the creation. In other words, it has to be universally supported. So, okay, some people say, purpose to my life is to give and share love. And sure, that's a wonderful thing to do. But that's your personal choice. And you may think this is my personal goal. But the question of teleology goes much deeper than that. In other words, what is the purpose to human life? Or, even deeper, what is the purpose to life? Goes deeper. I'll give you one more example. This comes from Greek philosophers. Let's say you look at the painting. There's a painting behind me, and there's some bushes behind here. They're all painted green and white. And you may ask a question: why is this bush painted green and right behind Krishna here? Okay, and you can give the answer. Well, because the painter put the green paint on there. So sure, that is one kind of an answer, but or anything about this painting, or because, and you may go on launch into a chemical explanation of this painting, because of the particular molecular combination, therefore that bush is green. But teleology goes deeper than that. Teleology will answer the question why rather than the question how. Because very often the way we answer the question why, we really don't answer it. We're really answering the question how. For example, why is the sky blue? Because the light reflects. No, that's how the sky is blue. Why the sky is blue will come down to the purpose. It goes much deeper than answering the question how. And that is teleology. So intelligent people who, of course, more intelligent one is, in other words, more one ponders upon life, more when one faces with this question. And less one faces with this question, one should understand oneself to be terribly distracted. Because we're all conscious beings here, every single one of us. We're all conscious beings, and we are always searching for purpose. And we are always doing things for a reason. But because we're awfully too distracted, perhaps, we may not search the deepest reason. And therefore get stuck very often with shallow answers like, oh, the purpose to my life is, sharing love. Okay, sharing love, good. But that's your personal pick, your personal choice. Or collecting, what you call those old cars? What do they call them? Outdated cars? Classics. Classical vehicles. Is that what they call them? So, of course, in modern days we are awfully too distracted. For the most part, I'd be bold enough to say that 90% of modern civilization is simply a distraction. Like, for example, last time we discussed, why is economics the prime concern of politics? Means these people are terribly distracted, and we're also terribly distracted for not even thinking that, gee, every time you turn the TV on or open newspapers or inform yourself about political discussions, it's for the most part it's concerning itself with economy. Now, for God's sake, why? Because we don't ask the question why. We don't ask the question why, and this is where teleology comes in. And this is the beginning of a true life of a seeker. Like often our parents will tell us, okay, you have to go to school. Yeah, why? So you can make money. Why? So you can be comfortable in your life. Why? For God's sake, why? In other words, we all headed somewhere and we don't even know why, and what the direction is, and what makes that direction particularly valuable. So teleology does not allow for this kind of shallow thinking. The purpose of life is to collect post stamps. That just means to kill your time. While time is killing you. And often when you ask this question, people think you went weird, or or you took mushrooms and never came down. Oh, you're still tripping. Or they tell you when you're a teenager, when you ask these questions, don't worry, when you grow up, you'll grow out of that question. In other words, you'll become stupid like everyone else. Yeah.
Sometimes I always ask a question like this, and one of the saddest responses that I ever get is, "You think too much."
You think too much.
Yeah,
Gee, so what am I supposed to be? A lemming? Like run off the cliff with everybody? Hello, everybody. I'm laughing, but it's sometimes I feel like crying. And many ancient civilizations, they would sponsor. Like if you read the book called Indica, which is the oldest book known to be written about India, the government would sponsor people who had any kind of artistic ability. They wouldn't be unemployed. They'd be engaged. They'd be paid to produce art, for the sake of producing art, And they would regularly sponsor existence, research, and building of all kinds of libraries and intellectual contests and stuff like that. So therefore, people felt inspired. People felt inspired to be thoughtful about life. So those people who were naturally more cerebral, they would naturally flow in that direction. But because the nature of the individual living entity is to conform to the group of people within whose association that particular individual lives. Therefore, when a certain fad or fashion is out there, like a hairstyle or a certain kind of clothing, we feel so pressured to be like that, just so that we be valued by the society. So we conform, basically. We basically conform. So whatever the society rewards, that's what we want to be. Whatever society punishes, that's what we don't want to be. Like, we don't want to come across as a jerk, idiot, and a backward redneck. Because society doesn't reward it. You want to be a cool dude, Why? Because society rewards it. But if society rewards thinking, then you want to be thoughtful. But modern society is not rewarding thinking. It's rewarding pop culture, power, influence, gross stuff, Stuff that's like a body without a head, just flapping around, you know.